James Tripp here, and I'm sitting in one of my own Changework chairs. So my client would normally be sat here. If I seem more relaxed than you may have encountered me before, maybe that's why. I want to talk about something that I call the promise of the world trap, which I see a lot of newly minted Changework practitioners, particularly those who have come in from the NLP world, falling for this trap. Now, the promise of the world trap is simply, it's a mismanagement of client expectations. What happens is the newly minted Changework practitioner, because they've learned that change is quick, with NLP particularly, you know, quick swish, quick fast phobia cure, job done. So, and they're often taught as well, many trainers in NLP teach people to manage people's expectations by giving a really forthright assertion that they will change. The idea is that people go, oh great, I'm going to change, and they buy into that and it makes the change easier. But there's a flip side to it. So this is about mismanagement of expectations. It's the promise the world trap. When you promise the world like that, say, yeah, come in, we can sort your problem out, we'll fix it very quickly, this stuff's very powerful and works at very deep levels, so we'll get you a change. What you're doing is you're setting yourself up with this binary pass-fail situation. You're setting up a magic wand expectation in the client's mind where they think they're going to come in, you're going to do something to them, and they are going to be cured. Now, sometimes things can happen that way, that is fair to say, but most of the time, change work is not smooth and quite as magical as that. It's messy, it's clunky. People don't just go bang and change completely. They improve a bit, they drop back a bit, they improve a bit, they drop back a bit. It's clunky, it's messy. It will take often a few sessions, particularly to bed it in, particularly if you're looking after the ecology of it. So by setting up this pass-fail, they go away. Any evidence they find for them not having been miraculously cured gets taken as evidence of failure. Its credibility is lost. Your credibility is lost. The credibility of the process is lost. And the opportunity to help that person is lost through a very basic mismanagement of expectations. There's a flip side, there's another side to this as well. Often, newly minted Changework practitioners, they want to communicate this assuredness that they can help the person. So they go through the motions of saying that, but in their heart they feel something different. They don't really know whether they can help the person. So you get incongruence. Incongruence which gets picked up by the client on some level. Again, damaging the credibility of you as a practitioner, damaging the credibility of the process. So again, a bad thing. So, the solution. The solution to the promise of the world trap is, for a start, don't promise the world. Don't set up pass or fail. Set up an expectation for a scale of improvement, for a process of improvement. Now, the way I used to do this is by saying to the client, well, this is where you are now, okay? And this is where you want to be. If we can take you 50, 60 or even 70% of the way towards that over the next few sessions, and set up the conditions whereby you can continue to move towards that outcome to the point where you finally realise that in your life, would that be useful to you? And I want to get a yes or a no at that point. I want to get a yes. They say yes. So now we've talked about getting 50, 60 or 70% improvement and setting up certain conditions. So we've taken it from being digital, pass-fail, to being an analogue. Now this is the beginnings of shifting their filters for filtering for change, filtering for evidence of change, rather than filtering for evidence of failure. So it's a beginning of shifting their filters and seeding that idea that it will be a process. So that's how I used to do it. I used to set up that scale in that way, but I don't do it like that anymore. I actually do it very differently now. When clients ask, you know, how many sessions is it going to take, which is the classic question they ask, I'll say, honestly, at the moment, I don't know. I can't say. We haven't worked together yet. I haven't had the opportunity to evaluate the structure of the problem, and different people work at different rates. Most people, I say, are somewhere in the range of 3 to 10 sessions. For some people it's less, for some people it's more. But what I will say to you is, I always work with people to make change as quickly as possible, and when this process starts working, you're going to start noticing the difference from the first or second session. So you'll notice the difference very early on. You'll notice yourself starting to make changes. This is enough for people to go, okay, I'm going to be on board with the process. And also, it fits in, it dovetails with how I work. Because, and this is a video I'm going to talk, this will be the next video that I talk about. It dovetails in with the concept of perception of value. You need to actually actively help set your clients' filters and attitudes and perspectives so they appreciate change and they appreciate the value of the work that is taking place. When you do this, and when you do this successfully, you will manage expectations, you will keep people on board, you will keep people bought into the process that you're taking them through, and ethically so, because they will be making changes as a result of this. I hope this video has been of use to you. I hope I've been concise and clear enough to summarise: avoid the promise of the world trap, avoid promising magical, binary pass-fail change, because you will only set yourself up for failure, and you will really damage irreparably the relationship that you have with the client and the opportunity that you will have to help them make the change that's so important to them.